Good evening, children.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, children. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. I had reminded you to complete whatever was discussed in the last class in this chapter. I hope you've completed. Children, we had discussed a few graphs in the last class and you were supposed to complete them by this class. Have you finished?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I think we have 2 to 3 graphs more, 6, 7, and 8, or 6 and 7. That's it. With that, we'll finish this chapter from the textbook. Look at this question, children. If the work done by a body on application of a constant force is directly proportional to the distance traveled by the body, express this in the form of an equation on two variables and draw the graph of the same by taking the constant force as 5 units. Also, read from the graph the work done when the distance traveled by the body is 2 units, 0 unit. Yes, give it a shot. We have done a similar one earlier. Force is equal to mass into acceleration. I'm just coming back in 2 minutes, children. Think about it, make the equation, and if you're sure, you can make the graph. This graph we are making in the class now, not homework. Yes, children. So work done is equal to force into displacement work done is equal to force into displacement. Here the constant, the fixed thing is the force. You can see it in the question there. If the work done by a body on application of a constant force, so the constant here is the force. You can take that as K. So Y is equal to Kx, where Y is the work done. Work done is equal to force into displacement. Work done is equal to force into displacement. Work done Y is equal to force, which is a constant, K, into displacement, X. Y is equal to Kx. I hope you're all getting me. Work done is equal to force into displacement. Force is the constant thing here, constant force. So let's take work done as Y. The constant force is K. And the displacement as X. So Y is equal to Kx. And later you can see that the force, the constant force is given as 5 units. So which means Y is equal to 5x. Y is equal to 5x. So since we have taken work done as Y, work done is along the Y axis, and we have taken the displacement or the distance along the displacement as X. So displacement or distance is along the X axis. Yes, make the graph, children. And this graph Y is equal to 5x will complete this statement. The graph of the equation y is equal to 5x will
Pass through the origin.
Pass through the origin. Very good. Will pass through the origin. Very good, children. Yeah, very good. Actually, it was one person who answered. Very good. Who was that? Will pass through the origin?
Satvika.
Satvika. Very good, Satvika. Good. So what you need to write in your book is work done is equal to force into displacement. On the work done, write Y is equal to force is the constant here. So K into displacement is X. Y is equal to Kx. And later K is given to be 5. So Y is equal to 5x. Please use different values for the XY table. Don't use the ones which you see on the screen.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, still I cannot buy the graph book or sheets, ma'am, because here is we are not having
I
any
understand.
shop.
No, I don't want the reason, but I understand, Shivani Shri. The
Yes.
thing is, the thing is, please make a note of your incomplete work and finish it once you get the book. All right.
Yes,
I
ma'am,
completely
I'm
understand the
doing
situation.
it roughly on my note, ma'am.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah. If you've completed, please share your graph with me.
Ma'am, is 3 points is enough?
Yeah. We have come to the end of the chapter and now you're asking me if 3 points are sufficient. So see here, children, we have taken displacement. See, work done is force into displacement. Okay, displacement is with reference to the direction. Anyway, okay, so work done is equal to force into distance. So we have taken distance along the x-axis and work done along the y-axis because we've taken work done as y. We have taken work done as y and the distance is x. So distance is along the x-axis. Work done is along the y-axis. So your graph should look like this. It must pass through the origin. Your graph must pass through the origin. See here, work done is equal to force into distance, displacement, distance. Work done is equal to force into distance. So we have taken work done as y. Force is given, the constant force, 5 units is given into distance is x into x. Y is equal to 5 into x, which means y is equal to 5x. Make the table. get this graph. Yes, I want some graphs on WhatsApp, children. Please share your pictures with me. Satvika, good. Satvika is the first to send. Very good. Satvika has taken the scale along the x-axis 1 centimeter 1 unit. Along the y-axis 1 centimeter equals 5 units because y is equal to 5x. So on the y-axis she's taken 1 centimeter 5 units. Good. Perfect, Satvika. Very good. Others? Hitesh has shared. Very good, Hitesh. Scale, yes. Yes, I can see everything. Yes, very good. Your scale is perfect. Y-axis 1 centimeter 5 units. Good, Hitesh. Pranav. Please send the graph completely marked. Show the points which you have plotted, Pranav. I can't see the points which you have plotted. You need to write the coordinates of the point.
Ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, others? Are we lazy to take a photo and share it? Please. I'll be really happy to see some pictures on WhatsApp. Please share.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, can I send it in 2 minutes, ma'am? Now only found my graph sheets, ma'am. Graph note got over, I didn't know. Can I now?
Yeah, yeah. All right, all right. Yeah, yeah. All right, Pranav. Correct. Good. So after making the graph, children, we need to read from the graph. See here. From the graph, the work done when the distance traveled by the body is 2 units, 0 units. So work, you need to find the work done from the graph. Work done when the distance traveled is 2 units and 0 units. So you need to find work done, meaning you need to find the value on the x-axis. Sorry, y-axis. You need to find the work done. That is, you need to find the value on the y-axis. When the value on the x-axis is given to you, distance is given to you. Distance traveled by the body is 2 units, 0 units. So given the values of x, you need to find the corresponding values of y. Because work done is y. Work done is taken along the y-axis. Work done is y. Distance traveled is x, taken along the x-axis. When the distance traveled by the body is given to you, distance traveled by the body is x. X is given to you. So given x, you need to find the corresponding values of y. So when x is 2 units, when x is 2, go up till you hit the graph, go up till you hit the graph line. So this line which you draw meets the graph line at this point. And from that point, draw a line till you hit the y-axis. To read the y value, see what are we doing? From the x value, we're trying to read the corresponding y value. How do we do that? Now we know x is 2. So from 2, go up till you hit the graph line. Once you meet the graph line, from that point, draw a line so that you can read the value on the y-axis. So they are all perpendicular. See, now this line is perpendicular to the y-axis, or it's parallel to the x-axis. This line is perpendicular to the x-axis, it's parallel to the y-axis. This line is perpendicular to the x-axis, it's parallel to the y-axis. This one is parallel to the x-axis, perpendicular to the y-axis. So you cannot draw lines however we want. It should be like this. So when x is 2, go up till you hit the graph line. Once you meet the graph line, from there, go towards the y-axis and read the value on the y-axis. So y is 10. When x is 2, y is 10. That is when the distance traveled is 2 units. The work done is equal to 10 units. Then when the distance is 0, distance is 0 is here. When distance is 0, that is when x is 0, y is also 0. When x is 0, y is also 0. When x is 0, y is also 0. That is the distance traveled is 0, work done is also 0. Here you can see the marking on the y-axis 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 1 centimeter is 1 unit. You can even take 5, 10, 15, 20 because y is equal to 5x. So on the y-axis, you could take 1 centimeter, 5 units. Now I've got it from Sangamitra. Perfect, Sangamitra. Every aspect of the graph is right. Very good. Neat work also. Only 4 of us have shared. Satvika, Hitesh, Pranav and Sangamitra.
Ma'am, 1 minute.
Okay. How many of you are still to take up the test, children?
Me, ma'am.
Shreyas,
Me. Satvika.
Satvika. Okay. I had mentioned that you all complete the test before the class today. Why, Satvika, you couldn't complete? Any reason?
Ma'am, I had drawing class in school.
Shreyas, what's your reason?
Ma'am, I had other tests, ma'am.
Oh, your school has started, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Yeah, okay.
Also started.
Which is why I've not closed the exam. It's still available in your account. I want all of you to take it. The exam is still available in your account. Please try to complete it. Can I expect those who have not completed the test to finish it by tomorrow evening?
Yes, ma'am.
Kindly make sure that you take up the test. You finish it by tomorrow evening. All right. See the next one.
Ma'am, I have sent.
Let me check. Yeah. So Yamini and Fatima, two students of class 9 of a school, together contributed ₹1,000 towards the Prime Minister's Relief Fund to help the earthquake victims. Yamini and Fatima, two students of class 9 of a school, together contributed. Both of them together contributed ₹100 towards the Prime Minister's Relief Fund to help the earthquake victims. Write a linear equation which satisfies this data. You may take their contributions as ₹X and ₹Y. So you can take Yamini's contribution as ₹X, Fatima's contribution as ₹Y. So taking their contributions as X and Y and their total contribution given to be ₹100, frame an equation. Frame an equation and draw the graph of the same. And draw the graph of the same. Yes, do this. See, children, only if you share your pictures on WhatsApp, you know, it feels nice. I mean, meaning I'm assured that the class is completing the work during the meeting. Yes, children, this is a simple one. You can see the equation on your screen. Make the graph, share the graph with me.
Ma'am, you must do a different one or use the XY table in this, ma'am.
No, never use it. Do you find your own points to be plotted? Arav, good. Your first graph is correct. Kanishka, good. Shreyas, you have taken 2 centimeters as 1 unit. You shouldn't do that.
Yes, ma'am.
No. Why? That's not needed, no? And what is it I'm seeing? 1.0.5. What's your 0 point? What is the need for marking 0.5 and whatever? It's not clear. Why have you taken on the y-axis 2 centimeters as 1 unit, Shreyas? And also you're marking on the x-axis. It's not marked clearly, plus you have taken 2 centimeters as 0.5 units. I don't know what forced you to do all this.
Ma'am, I have sent it, ma'am.
Yeah, let me check. Ananya, both your graphs are correct. Good. See, Pranav, your graph does not cut the x-axis. Your graph does not cut the x-axis. So you should have taken, see, when you can also take 1 centimeter as 20 units.
Ma'am, I have seen.
Yeah, your graph isn't intersecting. You're not able to, show the intersection of your graph line with the x-axis. You just have to shift the position of your y-axis. Your scale is also fine. The scale is not the problem. The problem is the thing is you have taken the y-axis in the middle of the graph sheet. You just shift the position. So you will get more space for the positive values on the x-axis. Please understand me.
Right, ma'am.
Yeah, you shift the y-axis. Don't draw the y-axis in the middle of the graph paper. Take it to, like the end of it, so that you're able to show more positive values on the x-axis. That way, even if you take the same scale, it will intersect.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Somebody's mic is enabled. Please disable your mic. I don't know who it is. All of you look into your mic. Please see if it is disabled. So Sangamitra, on the graph line, you need to write the equation which we created, x plus y is equal to 100. It's not wrong. You've written y is equal to 100 minus x. That's not wrong. But we prefer to write the equation which we generated. That is x plus y is equal to 100.
Yeah.
Okay. Your graph is very neat, Sangamitra. Your graph is very neat. Very good. Good, Satvika. Your graph is right. So students who regularly share their work regularly are Sangamitra, Satvika, Kanishka, Pranav. Always, I'm saying always. Pranav, Aravind, Hitesh, sometimes. Deepika mentioned that she does not, there's no gadget close by to take a picture, something like that. So that's accepted. I don't know where I stopped. So I said Sangamitra, Satvika, Kanishka, Pranav, Arav and Hitesh sometimes, Ananya, Shreyas sometimes. So Vasudevan told me that he does not have a graph book. Okay, so I assume that's the reason why you're not able to share, because you don't have a graph book. Nikita also never shares. Again, maybe you don't have a graph book. I think you said that once, but you also told me that you will finish it and send it the next day, but I have not received anything so far. The thing is, it will only get hoarded up, children. Once you pile up your work, it's not possible to do 20 graphs in one day. You can do 2-3 graphs a day. You cannot do 20 graphs in a day. And also, when you do it during the class, you do it with your friends, you finish it. If you have to sit and do this by yourself, you may not have the same interest. Nila also. Nila also has not shared anything so far. Nila, Nikita, why, children? Please text your reason. I need to know why. All right, so here the equation is x plus y is equal to 100. And make a table, xy table. You can take x as 20, then y will be 80. X as 40, then y will be 60. Values like that. When x is 0, y is 100. Plot those points. So depending on the, see, how do you choose the scale on the x and y axis? Depending on the values you have, you know, along x beside, meaning depending on the values you have for x and y. So if see now, I said when x is 0, y is 100. When x is 40, y is 60. When x is 80, y is 20. So in this case, I can take, you know, on the x and y axis 1 centimeter, 20 units, because I have values like that. I have values like 0, 100, 40, 60, 80, 20. So then along the x axis 1 centimeter, 20 units. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, like that I mark. Y axis also 20, 40, 60, 80. 1 centimeter is 20 units. But if you have taken, when x is 25, y is 75. When x is whatever, like say 55, when x is 55, y is 45. So when you have values like that, you have to go with 10. Then you have to go with 10, because you can find 15 between 10 and 20. You can find 55 between 50 and 60. So the scale is not fixed. The scale depends on the values you have along x and y. Depends on your x and y values.
Ma'am, I sent you, ma'am.
Ma'am, I also
Ma'am, I
resent.
Ma'am,
sent.
I have also sent.
All right. Okay.
Ma'am, I resended you the graph, ma'am.
Let me check. Pranav.
Ma'am, I just sent, but I don't know. I cannot assure that it is right or.
Okay. Okay. 1 second, Chitra.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
Okay, Nikita. Fine. You don't have a graph book. All right. Hitesh, your graph is right. Yeah, Shreyas, your graph is correct, but produce the lines, indicate, show the arrows at the ends of the line.
ma'am, I've actually shown no, ma'am. I think it wouldn't be visible on camera.
No, you have not produced a line at all. You've just, it looks like a line segment. It does not.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. I understand.
I'm able to see it clearly. All right, Kanishka, good. Your graph is right. All right. So you can see it here because, so see the scale here, children. In the graph here, so that is why I said you take different values. Only then you will realize the different ways in which the scale can be taken up. So for the values here in this table, you can see that 0, 50 and 100 are the values along the x, and 100, 50 and 0 are the values along y. So in this here, we need to plot the point 0, 100, 50, 50 and 100, 0. And you can see the scale taken here. Along the x-axis, 1 centimeter, 50 units. Y-axis also 1 centimeter, 50 units. And it's easy to plot because the points are like 0, 100. So 0, 100 here. 50, 50, 50, 50. And 0, 100. 0, 100. That is 0. Sorry, 100, 0. 100 is out here and 0. 100, 0 here. These are the 3 points. I'll just zoom it. See here, this is 0, 100. This is 50, 50. And this is 100, 0. This is 100, 0. This is 100, 0. The scale. So for these plotting points, 0, 100, 50, 50, 100, 0, you can see that the x values are multiples of 50. Y values also multiples of 50. So here along the x-axis, 1 centimeter, 50 units. Y-axis, 1 centimeter, 50 units will work. But if you have values like 20, 80, 70, 30, it may be difficult to plot. You will lose the accuracy. The 3 points may not be collinear. So you choose a scale according to the values you have taken in the table, XY table. So if you have values like 0, 100, 10, 90, 30, 70, then you should take a convenience scale. X-axis 1 centimeter, 10 units, Y-axis 1 centimeter, 10 units. But if you have 0, 100, and if you have 40, 60, 20, 80, then you can see multiples of 20 there. Then you can take X-axis 1 centimeter, 20 units, Y-axis 1 centimeter, 20 units. So scale largely depends on the values you have in the XY table. There is no one fixed scale. It depends on the values you have in the XY table, and you choose a scale to make it convenient for you to plot the points. So these are the different things. See it after joining the 3 points. After joining these 3 points, the line, it has to be extended. It's a line, so extend it like this. Indicate the ends using arrows because it's a line. It's not a line segment, it's a line. So use arrows at the either ends.
Ma'am, I can't see your video, ma'am. I think for me it's in black, ma'am.
Okay, let me check with the others. Is it visible, children, my screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Suddenly
Yes,
it
ma'am.
outside came in, ma'am.
Okay.
Also, I
So,
sent my graph, ma'am.
yeah, let me check. So after joining the 3 points, you need to extend it. It's not a line segment, it's a line. So extend it. You can see it here. Extend the line. Use arrows on either ends. You don't have to write this. See, they've mentioned because this indicates it's a line PQ. They've marked the point P and Q here, indicating this line. They just named this line PQ. They've just named the line PQ. This is optional. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do it. If it's okay if you do it also. I don't think your teachers will expect you to mark P and Q or AB like this. This is important. You need to write the equation on the line. And also you need to write the address of the points you've plotted. Okay, so you can see it here how they've used PQ. That's the line PQ is the required graph of the linear equation x plus y is equal to 100. All right. Did we finish this one, children? The other day, some of you had shared your.
Yes, ma'am. We
graph.
have completed this.
Yeah, correct. The other day I had asked you to share your graph also after completing it. I got it from some of them. To mention, just see if I missed out on any name. I got it from Kanishka, Satvika, Sangamitra. I think Deepika also shared. Ananya, I'm not sure. I did receive it from 5 to 6 students the other day.
Ma'am, I may leave the meeting.
Ma'am, I
and
have
rejoin.
resent my graph, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
At the end of the class, I have sent it, ma'am.
Yeah, right. After the class. Yeah. I got it from everybody after the class. Right. Let me just. You can see the graph on your screen. Let's just answer the questions.
I can leave the meeting and rejoin, ma'am. Some net issue.
Yeah. Yes. Which Shreyas, your graph is right?
Ma'am, no, ma'am. I just asked if the line I have extended is right. That equation and line.
Yeah, now you've extended it. Yes, yes. You've also changed the scale, I think, right? Let me see.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You're right, Shreyas. All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Pranav, you said you sent it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's correct. Good, Pranav.
Thank you, ma'am.
Please check your graph. Others who did not share the picture with me.
Ma'am, I have shared, ma'am.
All right. No, no. This graph was completed in the last class. There's a different one. This is the next one.
Okay, ma'am.
Please complete. You should have completed this graph. Please check your graph with the one which you see on your screen now. We'll answer the questions related to this graph. So the second question is, if the temperature is 30 degrees Celsius, what is the temperature in Fahrenheit? We have
86 degree Fahrenheit.
we have taken the Celsius scale along the x-axis and the Fahrenheit scale along the y-axis. We are also instructed to do so in the question. We are asked to take the Celsius along the x-axis and Fahrenheit along the y-axis. Now the question is, if the temperature is 30 degrees Celsius, Celsius is along the x-axis, 30 degrees Celsius here. What is the temperature in Fahrenheit? So from 30 on the x-axis, because 30 degrees Celsius. So from 30 on the x-axis, we need to move up till we hit the graph line. And once you hit the graph line, at that point, go towards the y-axis and read the point. Read the value of that point on the y-axis. And it is 86 degrees. So between 80 and 90, it's the sixth line. It's the one after the middlemost line. 86. So I've also told you, please work this algebraically to make sure that your value from the graph is correct. Work it algebraically. You have the relation, right? F is equal to 9 by 5 C plus 32. So there, substitute 30 for C. In the relation given to you, F is equal to 9 by 5 C plus 32. When C is 30 degrees, find the corresponding value of F algebraically. Work it and find the value. You will find it's 86. Make sure, see if your graph line, when you connect the 3 points, the graph line which you obtain must be correct. Only then you will get 86 correctly. So this is what you'll have to indicate. So when you're reading the values from the graph, these lines, these perpendicular and parallel lines are very important. So 30 degrees Celsius, you're drawing this perpendicular. So you can say that this is the line parallel to the y-axis. And then from here, you're drawing the line perpendicular to the y-axis. From this value here, x is equal to 30 degrees Celsius. This is the line which is parallel. This line is parallel to the y-axis. Go up till you hit the graph line. And from there, draw perpendicular to the y-axis. Read the value. It should be 86 degrees. So when it is 30 degrees Celsius, the temperature on the Fahrenheit scale is 86 degrees. Next question is, if the temperature is 95 degrees Fahrenheit, 95 degrees Fahrenheit. So here between 90 and 100. When it is 95 degrees Fahrenheit, what is the corresponding Celsius temperature? So from here, from 95, draw a line parallel to the x-axis. Draw this line parallel to the x-axis. This is the x-axis. So you need to draw a line parallel to the x-axis like this till you hit the graph line, till this parallel line meets the graph line. This is the graph line. This is the graph line. So draw from 95, because 95 degrees Fahrenheit, which is on the y-axis. So from 95 on the y-axis, draw a line parallel to the x-axis till you hit the graph line. Once you hit the graph line, from there, drop a perpendicular to the x-axis. From the y value, you will have to read the corresponding x value. So come down to the x-axis and read the value there. And from what I see here, it should be 35 degrees Celsius. This one should be 35 degrees. Exactly between 30 and 40. Now there's another question. If the temperature is 0 degrees Celsius, what is the temperature in Fahrenheit? When it is 0 degrees Celsius, so on the x-axis it is 0. What is the corresponding y value? Please understand this. Please understand this. When it is 0 degrees Celsius, that is the x value is 0. What is the corresponding y value? Because Celsius is x value. Fahrenheit is y value. So when x is 0 degrees Celsius, when x is 0, what is y? That's the question. when x is 0, so x is 0, y 0, all here only. When x is 0, what is the corresponding y value? You should read it on the y-axis. You must read the y value on the y-axis. So on the y-axis, so go up, see here, this is x0, children. This is x0, x is 0. On the y-axis, what's the corresponding y value? So go up till you hit the graph line here, this one. So when x is 0, y is 32. When x is 0, go up till you hit the graph line. You should meet the graph line. Okay, so when x is 0, when you go up and hit the graph line, you see that y is 32. So when the Celsius temperature is when the Celsius temperature is 0 degrees, the Fahrenheit temperature is 32 degrees. And the other question is, if the temperature is 0 degrees Fahrenheit, what's the corresponding Celsius temperature? So 0 degrees Fahrenheit is given to you, which means y is 0. When y is 0, what is the corresponding x value? When y is 0, see here, if the temperature is 0 degrees Fahrenheit, what is the temperature in Celsius? So Fahrenheit is given to you, which means y is given to you. You should find x. So y0 is also this place only. Y0 is also this place. You should find x. You should find x from the x-axis. So go like this, because the graph line is here. The graph line is here. So this is y0. Move till you hit the graph like this along the x-axis. Because you'll have to read the x value. So here, work it algebraically, children. I think we did it the other day. And what I see here is minus 17.8. So when y is 0, x is equal to minus 17.8. This might be an approximate value. I don't know. You might have calculated algebraically the other day. So if you're getting 17.77, don't write 17.77. How can you find that on the graph? So find it algebraically, round it off. So if it is like 17.77, make it 17.8 and show that here. So when y is 0, the corresponding x value is minus 17.8. That is the Celsius temperature is minus 17.8 degrees Celsius. And then, is there a temperature which is numerically the same in both Fahrenheit and Celsius? Is there a temperature which is numerically the same in both Fahrenheit and Celsius? If yes, find it. So you can see it here. Now you can, how do you work this? How do we work this algebraically? In place of F, all of you do it now. Please do it now. In place of F, you see, because Celsius temperature is equal to the Fahrenheit temperature. So in the equation, you know the relation F is equal to 9 by 5 C plus 32. In place of F, you C. And find the value of C.
Ma'am, C is equal to 9 by 5 F plus 32.
Yeah, work it and solve for C. Yeah, you're right, Shreyas. Instead of F, you use C. C is equal to 9 by 5 C plus 32. Solve for C. Find the value of C. Also, finish this. Again, write the relation F is equal to 9 by 5 C plus 32. Instead of C, use F. First we worked. Instead of F, we use C and we found C. Then you work. Instead of C, you say F. Instead of C, you say F. And you find the value of F. Work both and share the pictures on WhatsApp, children. Work both for me.
Ma'am, can we use the values on graph?
I don't understand. What?
No, ma'am, 35 degrees Celsius, 95 degree Fahrenheit means can we use the 35?
No, you didn't get me right. You're not using any numerical value here. Right now, take my instructions correctly. Write the relation f right now. F is equal to 9 by 5c plus 32. Finished?
Yes, ma'am.
Now below
Yes,
F,
ma'am.
yeah, below F, instead of F, use C. Instead of F, write C. So right below F, you write C is equal to, that is, you're replacing F with C. So you will get C is equal to 9 by 5C plus 32. C is equal to 9 by 5C plus 32. Instead of F, you use C. Now you have an equation in C. Solve that equation and find the value of C. Now somebody tell me the
Okay,
other one.
ma'am.
Yeah, now somebody tell me the other one. You should write the relation F is equal to 9 by 5C plus 32. After that,
F is
now here we replace
C.
F with C. There you should replace C with
F.
F.
F. Tell me the relation with after replacing C with F. Tell me the relation. F is equal to
9 by 5F plus 32, ma'am.
yeah. Solve that equation for F. These are two different things. Solve them. Solve one for C, the other for F. In both the cases, you must get minus 40. Work.
Ma'am, art cream is fine, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have a doubt, ma'am.
Sangamitra, your picture is still loading. I'll just see the others. What did we get, children? What is the value of C?
Minus 40, ma'am.
Minus 40. And in the other case, when you solve for F, what is the value of F?
Minus 40.
Minus 40. Minus 40. So how do we work algebraically? When X is, now in the other cases, when we were given the Celsius temperature, when Celsius was 30 degrees Celsius, when it was 30 degrees, in place of C, we used 30 and we found the corresponding value of F. Now, when it's given that we are asked to find if there is a temperature on the two scales which are equal in magnitude, in value. How do we work this? That means both the temperatures are equal, meaning F and C are the same. You can also use X. In place of F and C, you can also use X. X is equal to 9 by 5, X plus 32. Both are equal, right? C is equal to F. C is equal to F. So you can replace both with X and find the value of X. Or you can, since both Fahrenheit and Celsius temperature must be equal at some point, you can also solve like the way we have done. You can take away C and write F because F is equal to C, or you can take away C and write F. Either ways, working like this, you will see that the value of F or C is minus 40, and you can see it here. You can see it here now. So once you get it algebraically, it's easy to spot it on the graph. So see here, minus 40. When X is minus 40, children, see the pointer. When X is minus 40, come down here. See it like this and go and read the corresponding Y value. It will be minus 40. Well, see, you got minus 40. Algebraically, you got minus 40. Now, it's not that only if you work it algebraically, you can find it. Otherwise, you should keep doing where you should keep, meaning you should keep like say you, take the Celsius temperature as 10, then go up and hit the graph line and read the value. It's not 10. Then again, you should try for different values like that. If you work it algebraically, it's easy to spot it on the graph. Otherwise, you should keep doing. See, when it is 20, what is the Y value? Oh, something like 60. So they're not equal. When it is 50, go up and hit the graph line like that. So when you work it algebraically, you can spot it easily on the graph paper. So you get minus 40, which means when X is minus 40, Y is also minus 40. When X is minus 40, Y is also minus 40. So when X is minus 40, you can see here, when you come down, Y is also minus 40. X is minus 40, Y is also minus 40. You can draw the lines. From here, you can draw the line parallel to the Y axis, and from here, you can draw the line perpendicular to the Y axis. Like this. You can show the line. So that's what here also they solved for. So in place of C, they use F and solve it and find the value of F. This is what I said. Instead of C, use F and solve the equation and find the value of F. F is minus 40. So the temperature is minus 40 in both Fahrenheit and Celsius. You can also show, you should actually, not you can also, you should show the lines. So from minus 40, draw a line parallel to the Y axis. And from here, once it hits the graph line, from there, draw a line perpendicular to the Y axis. I'll just unshare my screen and then share it again. So look at this one, children. All right, see this one. ABCD is a square. ABCD is a square. Coordinates of A and C are -7, minus. So the coordinates of A -7, -7. Coordinates of C 7, 7. Write the coordinates of B and D. Write the coordinates of B and D. Also write the equations of all the sides of the square. So the graph is not given to you, children. This is the question. You need to make the graph. You need to make the graph. ABCD is a square. Coordinates of A and C are given to you. So plot them. A -7, -7. So here. And B, sorry, and C 7, 7 here. So with these, you need to identify the coordinates of B and D. Start working. Let me tell you. Start working. Write the question. So we know that the coordinates in the second quadrant, will have minus sign for the x value and plus sign for the y value. Second quadrant is minus plus, minus along the x-axis, plus along the y-axis. And in the fourth quadrant, we have plus along the x-axis, positive values along the x-axis and negative values along the y-axis. So the coordinates of the other two vertices will be the same, 7, 7, 7, 7. You just have to fix the signs according to the quadrant they belong to. So when you mark A and C, you get it in the third and the first quadrant. A in the third quadrant, C in the first quadrant. Now to find the remaining two vertices of the square, B and D will lie in the second and fourth quadrant. Coordinates will be 7, 7. Fix the signs. In the second quadrant, it is minus plus. So -7 plus 7, -7 plus 7. In the fourth quadrant, it is plus minus. So +7 -7. First draw the square, and then we'll see the equations of the sides of the square. The sides of the square are line segments. But the line segments are, when you extend it, it's a part of a line. You can extend the line segments, and then the line segments will be a part of a line, and that line has an equation. It's the same equation which you have to write for the sides of the square. It's not that a line segment does not have an equation. A line segment also has an equation, because a line segment is a part of a line. Whatever is the equation of that line will be the equation of the line segment. Shreyas, that Celsius and Fahrenheit, that question, you have gone wrong in multiplying. 32 into 5 is 160. You have written 150. That's why you have not got the answer. It's 160. So 160 by 4, which is minus 40. And also it is minus 160. You have written plus 150. Your product is incorrect and your sign is also incorrect.
Ma'am, can you once again say how to find the symbol, ma'am?
Okay. So Pranav, in the first quadrant, see the coordinates, the x and y coordinate, the values will be 7 and 7, 7, 7. Now in the first quadrant, Pranav, x-axis has positive values, right?
Ma'am,
In the first
X and Y
quadrant,
axis.
x has you can, in the first quadrant, you see the positive side of the x-axis and the positive side of the y-axis. So both the numbers will have plus sign.
Yes, ma'am.
First we need to mark the point A given by minus 7 comma minus 7, and then mark the point C, which is given by 7 comma 7. So you will get the points in the third and the first quadrant. After this, you need to mark B and D. You can mark B here also you can mark B here and D here. That's fine. You can mark B here, and D here. That's fine. The coordinates of B and D will also have the same numbers 7 and 7. Only change will be in the sign because they lie in different quadrants. Now, when you're marking in the second quadrant, x-axis negative side, y-axis positive side. So the x value will be negative minus 7 and the y value will be positive plus 7. So you should mark minus 7 comma 7 in the second quadrant. In the fourth quadrant also, the numbers are 7 and minus 7. But in the fourth quadrant, it is the x-axis has the positive side and y-axis negative side. So plus minus. So it will be plus 7 and minus 7. Plus for the x value and minus for the y value.
Yes, ma'am. Understood.
Yeah. Then join the points and get the square. Now tell me, children, what is the equation of the side AB? What is the equation of the side AB? Now, is AB parallel to the x-axis or parallel to the y-axis?
Parallel to the y-axis, ma'am.
It's parallel to the y-axis. So it will be like, the equation will be like x is equal to some number. X is equal to some number. X is equal to some number because it is parallel to the y-axis. What is that number? How far away is it from the y-axis? How far away is it from the y-axis? 7 units. Is it to the left or the right? It's to the left. So it will be minus 7. See here, minus 7. You can see the value here, minus 7. So x is equal to minus 7. X is equal to minus 7 is the equation of the line segment of the side AB. You can do it in a different way also, children. See here. Take any point on AB. Children, listen to this. Take any point on AB. Say this point. What are the coordinates of this point, children? What are the coordinates of this point?
0. Minus 7 comma 0, ma'am.
Minus 7 comma 0. So keep that in your mind. Minus 7 comma 0. Tell me the address of this point.
Minus 7 comma 4, ma'am.
Minus 7 comma 4. What about the address of this point?
Minus 7 comma minus 4.
What do you observe? X is always minus 7, right? X is
Yes,
always,
ma'am.
X value is always -7. So X is equal to -7 is the equation of this side AB. X is equal to -7. What is the other way of doing it? See, one way is identify a few points. Identify a few points lying on that line or line segment and observe something. You will observe that either the X value is the same or the Y value is the same. If the X value is the same, X is equal to -7. If the Y value is the same, then Y is equal to whatever. That's one way. Otherwise, the line segment is parallel to the Y axis. So it will be X is equal to some number. What is that number? How far is the line from the Y axis? 7 units. And it's to the left side. So X is equal to -7. If it's right side, X is equal to +7. So the equation of AB is equal to X is equal to -7 or X plus 7 is equal to 0 in the standard form. Tell me the equation of CD. CD. Let's try to find
X
the
is
address
equal
of
to
this point.
7, ma'am.
Yeah. What is the address of this point? What are the coordinates of this point?
7, 0, ma'am.
7, 0. This one?
7, 6.
7, 6. This one?
7, -4.
7, -4. What do we observe? X is always 7. So X is equal to 7 is the equation of the side CD. What is the other way of finding? See, one way is we need to find the equation of the side CD. So we take a few points. We try to find the address of a few points on CD and we observe that the X coordinate is always 7. So X is equal to 7 is the equation of the side CD is one way of doing it. Alternatively, you can use this method. The line segment CD is parallel to the Y axis. So the equation will start like this. X is equal to some number. X is equal to some number because it's parallel to the Y axis. So then it will be X is equal to something. What is that something? How far is the line from the Y axis? 7 units on the right side to the right of the Y axis. So +7. So X is equal to +7. X is equal to +7. You can see the distance here. X is equal to +7. What is the equation of the line sides BC? What is the equation of the side BC?
Y is equal to 7, ma'am.
Y is equal to 7. Again, because BC is parallel to the X axis. BC is parallel to the X axis. So it will be Y is equal to some number. Y is equal to some number. When it is parallel to the X axis, the equation will be Y is equal to B. Y is equal to some number like Y is equal to B. And what's that number? BC is at a distance of 7 units from the X axis and above it is. It's above. BC is at a distance of 7 units above the X axis. So X is equal to 7, positive 7. X is equal to 7. Similarly, the equation of the side AD will be X is equal to, sorry, it's parallel to the X axis. Oh, here also I made a mistake in saying, sorry children, I made a mistake while saying here. This line is parallel to the X axis. This line is parallel to the X axis. So it will be Y is equal to 7. Here it will be Y is equal to -7. Okay, yeah. See, the thing is, no, since we have discussed this earlier, I'm expecting it from you. I've already told you all this. AD is a line segment parallel to the X axis. So its equation will start like Y is equal to what? It's at a distance of 7 units below the X axis. So it'll be -7. The distance is 7, it's below, so -7. So Y is equal to -7. Also, what you can do is you can mark some points on BC, take some points on BC. So if you take this point, on BC, the address is like 2, 7. Here, -4, 7. Here, 6, 7. So the X coordinate changes. while the y coordinate is always 7. So y is equal to 7. When you take some points on AD, like say this point, address is 2, minus 7. This one is 4, minus 7. This one is 6, minus 7. So the x coordinate changes, but the y coordinate is always minus 7. So y is equal to minus 7 is the equation of AD. Because the y value is always minus 7, y is equal to minus 7 will be the equation of AD. In the standard form, y plus 7 is equal to 0. That's what you see here. Please complete this.
Ma'am, I have sent the graph, ma'am.
Okay. All right, children. So tomorrow we'll take a small test on linear equations in the class. During the class, we'll take a small test, and we'll also see some other situations outside the textbook from linear equations. You don't have to prepare anything for the test. If you've understood the classes, you should be able to do the test well. So you don't need any extra preparation. All right, children. So that's it for today's session. Tomorrow, our regular class from 11:30 to 1:15. And just a minute, children. Just a minute.